episode number 4. Welcome, Tatiana, again and again. Pleasure to be with you. Today, we're going to speak about after the go live. As a transformer, how do you sustain the progress?
Progress, I think, will depend on two factors, right? The internal factor to the people that are operating the system, and external, as in how the company is growing and developing, right? So transformation is sustainable long term, and to make sure that the digital transformation with the ERPs are also sustainable, I think the main thing is data maintenance. We spoke about the master data before, and it's very important that compliance on how to manage the master data, the core data of your business
It's a blood
is
cycle.
kept. Yes. You need to have an understanding that if your data is not correct, your processes are not going to be correct, your output is not going to be correct, the final product is not going to be correct. So I think this is the most crucial thing to take into consideration when we talk about beyond the go live, how to keep it sustainable.
For me in SAP, I used to use some traditional ways like KPIs, key performance indicators. We have a dashboard, we have analytics. That reporting that direct my or reflect my performance. I used to measure the performance of the process, not people. Because usually people take it personally. No, you are the best employee in the world, but you need to do 1, 2, 3 better to achieve this. For example, customer satisfaction. Why we are here? For customer. If I have customer satisfaction is 50%, that means I accomplish 50% of the customer orders. It's mess, it's nightmare. I should have sort of KPIs like up from 90 to 95%, it's customer satisfaction. From 95% beyond, it's customer delight. So I should reach below 90. These sort of KPIs or figures, I monitor it on daily or monthly basis.
So I think we can agree that we need to have two sorts of KPIs for the system in this transformation, for the system, and also for the performance of the team with this new digital transformation. So depending on what you're analyzing, we will have a different outputs. So it's two kind of factors we're going to be analyzing if we're talking about both transformation as a whole and digital transformation.
Sure.
Because I also need the user to be able to perform in their duty. If the system is working perfectly, I still need to evaluate my user.
Sure. And encourage him to do mistakes, to know these mistakes and take preventive action. I used to do that. What else you can say about after the go live as a transformation expert?
Process ownership, I think, is very important to be taken into consideration that each team needs to own their own processes.
Its rules and responsibilities.
With the roles and responsibilities, be accountable for them. And as the company grows, as the business grows, this will naturally evolve as well and be constantly developing. We need to put some new factors into place to accommodate the development. So transformation is continuous, but the ownership that these processes are being taken into performance the correct way is also a very important part of the transformation for it to be sustainable long term, like constant revision, to follow developments and transformations.
Um, excellent. Uh, what else you can discuss about after the go live?
I think after the go live, we will, of course, pass through a test period, not the test period that we do before the go live, but the test that we do after the go live. Once we deploy everything, how is the metrics going? How are our performance? How is the automations affecting my team? How faster do I do my job? Like, I think this is very important for a business to keep sustainability of the transformation, to be able to analyze whether that transformation, that go live, is doing what it was supposed to be doing, and if not, what we need to improve.
Sure. Um,
So
how do you follow up the process after the go live?
um, besides using KPIs,
Yeah. You take it from me, huh?
but even for the operations, not talking about the ERP security, we will need the KPIs. We need the OKRs.
And the benchmark as well.
Exactly. So I think how do we follow processes will directly impact how we see the benefits of this transformation. So I think part of the ownership is to be able to, once established, what are the processes we're following, to follow it through and analyze like what parts of the process is being functional to the work, what type needs improvement, what it's not necessary.
Amazing.
From the SAP point of view, right? What are challenges that you face after the go live?
Integrity of data.
Exactly.
Because we care about trainings or learnings before the go live. So we go live, and after the go live, people become busy with the backlog because the cutover takes time, maybe 1 week, 2 weeks. So we have 2 weeks of data. It has to be entered manually in the system. So people practice after the training as well. So it usually don't have issues in trainings, but the integrity of data. For example, if someone adds zero to the price in the Excel sheet, you notarize after go live, etc. Of course, we have a checks, but life is not perfect.
I think from my experience, the master data is
Crucial.
crucial. If you need to have processes on how to manipulate the master data. You need to train people on how to insert details into the master data, even if you do a mass upload.
I used to do sort of validation. Even after the mass upload, I took it into Excel again and compare it with the real data.
That's a good point. Like how to do the checks for the master data.
Yeah, it was my job years back.
To validate the master data.
I was master data owner, manager, managing all the master data for the factory. Yeah, it is my passion.
Master data is a passion. I cannot deal with master data. For me, it's too many details that need to be fixed sometimes when it's not correctly done.
My manager told me something, forget. You have passion to do a work that everyone hate to do.
Yes,
but
that's
yeah, but I love what I'm doing.
that's great as well.
Yeah,
So that means that you're going to be doing also a good work because you will try to do it with excellence all the time.
yes. Good. What else you can add in this episode?
I think one thing that I also think is very crucial on sustainability for the transformation, it's constant communication. If something is not working, why is not working? Let's revise. Let's sit all together to understand where are the pain points that we're facing, or even if it's working, why is this a success? And keep communicating along the way as processes develop, as the company grows. So we keep a traceability on the steps that were followed until then to keep it sustainable long term.
Yes, in master data, I used to sometimes it comes to unfortunately micromanagement. I used to follow up the people in daily basis, usually in weekly basis, sometimes a monthly basis. It depends. If I have a launch after 1 week and the data is not ready, I have to micromanage. Why is the data? Because the production line will not work until the certain point of master data is exist. So I totally agree with you. I went through it practically.
Anything to add on the SAP side?
No, no, I'm fine with that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm fine with that as well.
Okay.